Hey guys, thanks for tuning into the SuperTrucker podcast. As always, please like, share, subscribe. Leave a comment below for any ideas you have for future content. And actually, good news is we did get a little request for something. My man, what are we going to be talking about today from somebody?
Yeah, that's right. Well, once again, we're not going to use names or anything like that, but we definitely got
it's a situation. Yeah,
so I'm
excited.
Some positive feedback is always welcomed. We're going to cover a topic for a last mile delivery organization, and we're basically going to cover dispatching. Dispatching, just like anywhere, they have their troubles, just like any trucking company is.
Yeah, a little bit different than what we normally do, but absolutely the same.
Still people business, right? Yeah. I mean, we all deliver product from A to B, but it's the human factor that connects us all.
Yeah.
Whether it's containers, last mile,
over the road, everything.
No, it doesn't really matter at that point when we're talking about.
Yeah, because you got to find success no matter where you're at. And again, as we've said in plenty of videos, we're not trying to change anything, but we're just trying to help people where they're at right now. So this is for those that are in that situation.
So specifically to the dispatcher, right? So you got the level of frustration, dispatching individuals, especially in an environment where there's no equity built into a route, a lane, or anything like that. So
because it could be anything. Anything, anywhere type deal.
So it's going to be last mile delivery.
Yeah.
One of the things you want to you most definitely want to make sure you're doing is communicating. Yeah. Communication is key, and not a dictatorship. No. Actual communication.
Yeah.
All right. And the best time to start that communication is going to be an orientation. So you probably take a look at what the process is as from cradle to grave.
Yeah.
Driver replies, he's recruited, and then till the time he falls on your lap.
Yeah.
Taking that moment to communicate what your expectations are, what your best drivers are doing on a daily basis to earn their highest potential. I mean, there's a plethora of things.
Secrets to success.
There you go.
Yeah. I mean, this knowledge, guys, should never be hoarded, locked up in a treasure chest. Okay, this is not buried at the bottom of the sea. This information should be free and made readily available to all new hires. How to be successful at this company, and this company could be any company. So this company, how to be successful here.
And remember, sharing this set of information, everybody wins.
Sharing is caring.
That's the key right there. Everybody will win because the owner operator is going to make more money, which in turn means
everybody makes more money.
Everybody's going to make more money.
Yeah.
But however, you have to do your due diligence and lay that foundation, right? So the foundation is going to be key. Communicating upfront, clear, concise, transparent as to how you run your program on a daily basis.
Honestly and effectively. If you try to paint a picture that never is going to exist, you're setting somebody up for disappointment, and disappointment can lead to failure on both ends. So you want to, these guys are bringing somebody in new. Do not paint this picture of this la-la land with rainbows and unicorns in something that doesn't exist. Be realistic. Tell them the effort it takes to get to this amount, and this is the amount that they can expect if they get this much effort. That way you're both on the same page, on a level playing field, and transparency is key. Honest and effective delivery of your information is most important.
So in your particular scenario, you're probably dealing with a lot of route density, right? You have a specific route, and perhaps you're ad hocing stops or whatever they may be, but you're ad hocing onto that daily lane in order to maximize
building as you go. Yeah.
But you're going to maximize the profits. So communication wise is before there's any emotions involved, before there's any breakdowns involved, before any of that, if you cultivate a culture where you engage with the driver and let him know ahead of time what you do on a daily basis, what to expect from Monday to Friday, and what to expect, how you work your magic, right?
Yeah.
Because once that expectation is there, then there's no surprises.
Right, yeah. I mean, there's the everyday surprises of the things we can't control, traffic, issues, and so forth like that. But there shouldn't be surprises about job expectations ever. That's a real smack in the face when you're expecting one thing and something else happens and you're like, whoa, this is not what I signed up for. I'm saying be flexible, be understanding, but guys, when you're bringing people on, be as upfront and as honest as you can be, so that they've got a good expectation of what's going to happen Monday through Friday, just like you mentioned.
And give them patience and give them attention, because attention is one of the greatest gifts you can give anybody, right? And with that said, listen to their problems, because another thing you have to decipher is perhaps, you know, the individual has made it this far, but is he really a fit for the organization? You know, because if you're explaining what you do on a daily basis and it's just not connecting, and you know you're gonna count your eggs, your eggs in the basket already, but if he's not or she is not connecting, that's the time to put your hand up. You know, it's not going to fix itself.
Sometimes you have to do a walk away.
Yeah, absolutely. And we don't mean that in a negative way, right? Because ultimately,
you're helping them.
You're helping them, because a negative outcome is going to affect everybody. It's going to affect your organization. It's going to affect their personal business and their finances. So just being clear, communication is key. Ensure that you are part of the process. You know, ask how you can participate in being part of the process. You know, which kind of touches into our next thing is developing relationships. You know, and these relationships once again are business relationships, and when trying to get an owner operator to do something additional for the day, it's about money.
It's not easy.
No favors, but it's going to be about
what's the old saying? Show me the money.
Money.
Yeah. So it is, and those relationships are crucial, and they don't happen overnight, though, man. I mean, we need to be real about that. We need to be upfront and honest and say that the first day you meet a guy, you shake his hand, and he or she goes to work out there, and you're dispatching. Not gonna, the relationship's gonna be iffy. You're not gonna know exactly how they operate, what to expect from them. They're not gonna know how you operate and what to expect from you. So patience is key. It's a virtue. But it is very key in this situation, because this relationship, you don't want it to go south, because you're going to spend more time with that driver than some of us do with our family. Yeah,
and so then again, that's where it all ties together, right? Yeah. We mentioned communication, transparency, and then that trust factor. So now that the expectations are on the table, you've already informed that driver how you're going to help him build his profits, right?
Yeah.
And it's by creating density in what lane he's going to be traveling. So anything that's going to be put onto him now is by no surprise, because this is how you build.
Because he's expecting this.
It's already expected. And it's an easier way to deliver this information.
So what if he's expecting it and it's not the best information? I mean, because again, transparency, let's be honest, guys. Sometimes some of the things we have to call and say to a driver are not always the best. This just happened. They just added this stop. This one just canceled. I mean, there's a lot of uh-ohs that happen that are out of a dispatcher's control, but he has to relay it to his driver. And I think one of the key things is the way that we deliver it to a driver. If we have a negative situation, but we find the positive into it, we shine the light right there on the only positive that we found about it, and make that the key feature, then it's a lot easier for us to swallow. It's like a little honey makes the medicine go down, a little sugar makes the medicine go down.
So
type
you're
deal.
saying positive delivery.
Positive
it's
delivery.
All about
absolutely.
The delivery,
because nobody likes to take that nasty medicine, and then that's why we like the flavored kind. So a little bit of honey sugar helps it go down a little easier. That's all it is. It's still a nasty taste of medicine, but it's all in how it's delivered. Okay, so I think this could be key.
Yeah, and part of that positive delivery, you got to believe in your product. You have to believe that who you're working for and what product you have is a good item, right? It's a good product. So that's number one. And then on that positive delivery, it's everything. The energy you deliver to the table is going to change how people react to you, right? It's going to be the same news. It's just how it's delivered.
It's kind of a charge, man. I'm not gonna lie. We have a dispatcher here, man. He's like the Energizer Bunny, bro. He's pumped up nonstop, and he's like, sometimes he's a bit much for me, but like it works because he can take any situation, and it's like, my man, let me tell you what's going on today. You know what I mean? And he takes a negative and turns it into a positive, and at the end of the day, I hear the driver laughing on the other end of the line, and he's like, this guy's crazy. But you know what? I love him.
But it makes sense at the end of the week.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to when the wind gets taken out of your sails as a dispatcher, when you get that right cross across the face and you didn't see it coming, and oh my God, well I can stop right now, or I can pick myself up, I can breathe life back into the situation, and I can move forward. And I think that's what makes a winner, man.
Yeah,
is getting up, brush it off and get back out there and keep doing it.
And you know, to elaborate on that, I think we did mention in a previous podcast, it's all about the culture. You have to cultivate a culture within that room that there's no room to be defeated, right? There's nothing that you can't overcome. And everything has a solution.
And I'm gonna speak directly now to the guy out there that's watching this, no matter where you're at or what business you're in, and you think to yourself, man, you know, I would like to cultivate that type of culture where I'm at, but nobody's buying in. Let me just challenge you on a personal level. You be that light. You be that guy regardless, man, because, you know, if the company's not buying into it, I get it. I understand it, but you can still shine, man. You can make the difference. And we always say, make a difference one moment, 1 minute, 1 day at a time. That's all we can do is live in the now and take that chance. And so I say, no matter who you are, where you're at, you can be that person. You know what I mean?
Because like is going to attract like. So
and it takes one spark to set a fire, and
you're only going to win from having that right attitude.
Absolutely.
You know, and then that's what it is. So once again, it's about positive delivery.
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean, you know, pick on the guy that doesn't give you pushback, right? Because be careful to go down that rabbit hole where, you know, you got that owner operator, never says a word, he takes everything with a grain of salt, and he's going to go, but that will be his demise, because sometimes you're going to end up dispatching this guy with not the best loads, not the best stops, and he's got a lot of deadhead to the stop. That there was a better solution logistically, but this was the path of least resistance. That in turn, you're going to cultivate a negative.
You got to be careful for sure.
Yeah, you definitely have to be careful. So remember, it's a culture inside. It takes a teamwork to do it, an understanding of what you're doing, and it's communication.
Yep.
Developing those relationships.
Positive delivery.
And
you can find success in any avenue of your life as long as you keep those things. I mean, those are key no matter where you work at or what you do for a living, I think.
Yeah. And you'll be surprised. You just kind of follow those things, and it's going to be so much easier to just, you know, commingled routes, right?
Because those are not fun for anybody, but they're a necessity, and they're going to happen, and you're not going to be able to just be like, hey, this is not something I want to do, but you got to figure a way to deliver that information to that gentleman that it makes sense. And that's just taking 1 second to take a step back and put yourself in his shoes sometimes and think like he's thinking right now or she's thinking right now. How do I make this work? And you can, you know, you can make it make sense.
And once establishing that consistency, establishing that consistency on commingled routes, just it's a market. Yeah, I mean, you're becoming more marketable, you're gaining market share, and the density will develop off of there, right? But they're in the route. They have to be advised that they're part of the growth. They're not just there for one package. You know, you're not living one delivery at a time.
No, you can't. Yeah, you can't think about it as one delivery time. The more that you can put on the table, the more you can get out there and make these deliveries en route. And if you've got a good dispatcher, they're lining them up properly. You're not going back and forth. Get your day plan. Get your route plan and scheduled. And if a monkey wrench gets thrown in at the last minute, don't fight it. Don't fight it. Just flow with it. It'll all work out. And you can find success in that, because I mean, in all honesty, the stops, those small stops that may not pay the best in the middle of those last minute deliveries, are sometimes the ones that just push you above that extra financial goal that you were setting for yourself, because you know what I mean. Without them, you might have had your all day planned out, but a couple of these fillers, they're like filler work. You know what I mean?
And in that industry,
you're riding by it anyway. Sometimes
in that
right by
last
it.
Mile partial delivery industry. I mean, the more market share you get, the higher the density. The shorter the miles your day will be. However,
burning the miles and the fuel either way, you might as well get paid to stop somewhere and do it.
And it's all about customer service. So at the end of the day, it's how we work collectively in order to gain those market shares, because everything is on-time service. So that will be your gauge of measuring.
And in this industry, the drivers themselves are basically the face of the company. They're the salesmen out there. You know what I mean? Because if they do interact with somebody and they go in and they're all upset about the fact that they had this extra stop added in and they're miserable, I mean that reflects onto the company. But when you got that guy that's positive and he walks in and he's whistling and good morning, how are you? Here's your delivery sign here, and he goes on. The customer remembers that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And part of that too is, remember, like you said, they're the face of the company. So sometimes when these when these accounts go from company to company and the drivers follow the account, there's still, you know, the people in the trenches might feel that dissatisfaction because it's the same driver.
Yeah.
So your outcome might be the same.
What's
so remember,
changed? Yeah.
The only thing you can control is yourself and your attitude.
Yeah.
And we can't express enough how much positive delivery, you know, can give you results.
Positive outlook in all things in life are key to success, because this world is a negative place sometimes, and it's the only thing that's going to get us through to the next day, to the next stop, to the next load, to the next dispatch. So
and share your war stories. Remember, collectively
Absolutely.
in that dispatch room, share the war stories. Not in a way where we're just complaining. We're not saying that, right? Because we're all about positivity and growing. But share those stories because perhaps you found a great way to resolve an issue that now your coworker
can use elsewhere.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So once again, that's kind of what we have on this one.
Yep. So thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Thanks for tuning into the SuperTrucker podcast. Be sure to like, share, subscribe. Click the bell icon so you get notified of any future content. Any special requests, comments, please leave them below. We're open to anything and all that we can help with. And as always,
drive safe
and keep on trucking. Thanks, guys.